Andhra Pradesh Gramina Vikas Bank, a beacon's light in the life of rural poor. Andhra Pradesh Gramina Vikas Bank is also an offshoot of RRB Act of 1975. This bank is sponsored by State Bank of India, the biggest public sector bank in India. Sri T. Hanumanta Rao, a Deputy General Manager Cadre of State Bank of India, having more than 30 years of service in banking, is heading this pioneering institution as the chairman of the bank.
After 2 decades of independence, it has been found by the government that the sectors of cooperatives and the commercial banks would not meet the requirements that are called for by the rural areas for providing enough credit for development of the rural economy. Then was the thought to the government to set up a workshop, and a committee has been set up by the government of India headed by Mr. Narsimham. And as per the recommendations of Narsimham, the rural banks system has been introduced with effect from 1975. And in Andhra Pradesh, State Bank of India has got 5 such rural banks operating in 8 districts, which are very, very far off from the urban areas and remote, inaccessible, very, very backward areas. There are 3 districts in North Coastal Andhra, that is Srikakulam, Vizianagaram and Visakhapatnam, 5 districts of Telangana, Khammam, Warangal, Nalgonda, Medak and Mahbubnagar. The merger has taken place on 31st March 2006 of the 5 banks of RRBs sponsored by State Bank of India. These are the districts now. The result is tremendously encouraging. On the date of merger, the volume of business handled by 5 banks at that time on 31st March 2006 was only 4,000 crores. That is, after a span of almost 30 years, 31 years from the date of setting up in 1975, the business growth was only 4,000 crores. And the profits of the bank have also gone up from the 17 crores as on 31st March 2006 to 103 crores as on 31st March 2009. And it has been provided in the budget for the year 2009-2010 to reach a goal of 150 crores profit and 8,500 crores of business volume. A lot of developmental work that has been undertaken by the AP Gramina Vikas Bank is now operating in. Apart from this, we are also given for special activities, dairy like poultry and so many other allied activities for augmentation of the incomes of the villagers who are mainly depending on the agriculture and in non-season times on allied activity. I can now introduce to you various schemes what has helped the rural areas and the growth of rural economy, not only in terms of additional incomes but also in terms of infrastructure. For example, Palamitra. Palamitra is a revolution in milk production. This has been implemented in 20 villages in one of our branches in Khammam district on an experimental basis. The branch name is Irupalem. And after introduction of this Palamitra, there is tremendous growth in the income generation of the rural folk in this particular village and also milk production.
The sleepy Yerupalem Mandal with 20 villages in and around, located about 50 kilometers from Vijayawada, is not what it was 3 years ago. It has undergone a tremendous change enticing employment to more than 1800 families and indirect employment to a large numbers. The driving force behind the transformation within a short span is a band of successful women members of Palamitra groups who have chosen the dairy as a light activity to supplement their income and demonstrated the white revolution. It all started modestly with a Palamitra group of women akin to self-help group model coming together to rear milch animals. Each group was assisted with a financial outlay of 5.25 lakh rupees for purchasing exotic graded buffaloes. Each buffalo provided produces 6 to 8 liters of milk per day, fetching the owner about 120 rupees per day on an average. The milk is collected at the village by the agents of the corporate dairies, and the members receive the payment on a weekly basis through the bank.
The milk production has been almost doubled. It is producing around 6 to 8 liters of milk per day, fetching the owner about 120 rupees per day on an average. 120 rupees per day on an average, and after the cost is really a big income for these women beneficiaries. Apart from financing, Apgvb has also undertaken the responsibility of financial inclusion, which is the buzzword, which is a very important parameter the central government has set up for all the banks in India, including RRBs, including cooperative banks. Part of it, we have approached and accessed many of the rural areas where there is no branch of the Apgvb by means of appointing business correspondents, by giving smart cards under the ICT structure. ICT structure is the best mode of technology available as of now for all banks, and Apgvb also has taken the initiative on its own, and so far we have included around 7.5 lakh rural people for the purpose of giving smart cards.
I am getting my old age pension promptly at my doorstep every month. I am leading most happy and contented life thanks to Smart Card project of Andhra Pradesh Gramina Vikas Bank.
We have the privilege of financing one unit under poultry farming, which is not in the usual manner.
Poultry unit for breeders. Farmers normally take up commercial poultry farming for broilers, layers and breeders. Breeder units are very limited in India, and since the climatic conditions of North India are not suitable, more units are established in Andhra Pradesh. There is good market for hatching eggs in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Kolkata and Orissa states.
నా పేరు శ్రీనివాస్ అండి.
I am Srinivas, Siddipeta village of Medak district. I have the experience of 12 years in poultry farming. I know well about the technicalities in this field. Basing on my experience, I thought of taking up breeder poultry farming. The total cost of the project is estimated at 2.25 crore rupees, involving 15,000 birds. I was short of 1 crore rupees for the purpose. The Andhra Pradesh Gramina Vikas Bank Siddipeta branch has extended a loan of 80 lakh rupees and encouraged me.
I am very sure whatever responsibilities are vested with Apgvb have been adequately met, and today we have earned a special name that all activities are being pursued by this bank, and in true spirit, and Government of India, NABARD RBI appreciated the stand of the Apgvb in providing necessary rural support, lending support. Thank you.